love it. Hi, everybody on the live stream. Oh, thank you for joining us. We are so excited to have you guys here tonight. I just wanted to introduce myself and our program here and what we're going to be doing tonight and why we're here. So, I'm Deanna Carroll. I'm the creative director for our homeschool musical theater class here. All of our kids, almost all of our kids here, are homeschool kids that some of them knew each other, some of them didn't. It's just a ramshackle group of really, really awesome kids that have come together with 2 hours a week of rehearsal and made a full production, which is a really, really hard thing to do. They have worked so hard. They have stretched as far as they can stretch, and I am so, so proud of them. They're just the sweetest, awesome kids. I love them so much. Thank you guys. I'm gonna miss you guys. You're amazing. So give them a hand. They're awesome. So, what we're doing here tonight, if you didn't already know, tonight is a benefit performance for a children's orphanage, really a children's village in Zambia. A couple that's like our church here, they are the directors there at the church, and they spend half their time out there at the orphanage, and they spend half their time out there directing it there. It's a really amazing thing. It's really a family. It's really a small little town. They're building a medical clinic. They have a school. They have a trade school. It's pretty amazing. They're really helping these kids that would rather otherwise be on the streets or very impoverished have a life and have a future beyond the orphanage, which is pretty incredible, and it's all rooted in Jesus, and it's just super beautiful what they do. So what we're doing here tonight is obviously you're all here sitting there, most of you guys, because I just 5 minutes ago put the donation box there because I'm good like that. So there is a little treasure chest box right over there. If you'd like, we did a suggested donation of $5 a person. If you can't do that, don't do it, you're fine. But if you'd like to help that cause, we would love to have that. We want to raise a bunch of money and help these kids out. There's also their Venmo on there, and if you want to directly go to their website and pay that way, you can do that as well. So I really encourage you guys to do that if you can, and you can do it online as well. The information is right below on the drop-down. So we wanted to teach these kids that they can do something that's bigger than themselves. Our range here was just turned 5, like a month ago, to 17. And a lot of them are teenage boys somehow, it just happened, which is pretty awesome. They're super rad. But we have a big range, and it doesn't matter if they're the smallest or the oldest, or if you're 100 years old. God has a plan and a purpose for you, and God can use you in a huge way. And sometimes you can help a kid in Africa by being on stage in Temecula, and it's a big deal. So we want to teach you guys that, these kids that, we want to teach you guys that you can do something that's so much bigger than you, just by maybe helping out an organization or praying even, or there's so many. God has placed something special in each of our lives and in each of our hearts for us to do, and sometimes they're a big loud thing, and sometimes they're a little quiet thing, but that doesn't change the importance of the thing, okay? So God has given you guys a purpose, and we want to show you guys tonight, because these kids, they're living their purpose right now, and they're helping these kids. So I wanted to let you know a little bit about the show. It is an original show. Some of the songs you'll recognize, none of the songs are original. But the show, almost all of the words are from the Jesus Storybook Bible. If you do not own one of these, buy one of these, even if you're 99, and it's a children's Bible, but it is so inspiring, it is so beautifully worded that honestly, like I'll be reading it to my kids and I'll find myself in tears because I'm just so moved by what God is doing through the book, which is crazy, which is why it inspired me to put a show together for it. So it is so beautiful. I really encourage you to get one, even if you don't have kids. So just so you know, this is not new content in that sense, that it's all from this, which is written by Sally Lloyd-Jones. So thank you for being here again. Just so you know, we're going to be playing a short video about Breath of Heaven, just so you guys can see that. After the show, we're going to be doing a bake sale, a little bit of a banquet, maybe have some karaoke, maybe. But you don't have to sing, you can just enjoy the crazy. But we're going to have a bake sale, every penny, every dollar we make tonight, none of it is coming to us. It is all going to the orphanage. So all the bake sale money, there's a little bit of craft tables, some artwork there. Every bit of it is going directly to the orphanage. We're not taking a dime in, so please be generous. I want this huge fat lump of money that I can throw at them and be like, look what God did. Look what God's people did. Little $5, $2. It's awesome. So anyway, I talked a lot. So we're going to watch the video, and then we're going to watch a really cool show. And I'm really excited. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for being you. I love you guys. I'm so proud of you. Yay.
This is Breath of Heaven Children's Village. Everything we do here is for the children. Providing them with love and excellent, well-rounded care is what motivates us every step of the way. The 10 children's homes we have built and are supporting offer shelter and security to orphaned and vulnerable kids who have no place else to go. We will build more homes and rescue more kids as resources to do so become available. We know that knowledge is power, and thanks to Breath of Heaven Academy, our children are receiving an outstanding 21st century education that spans from baby class through the 12th grade. More than 400 students attend BOHA. 300 are tuition-paying pupils from the surrounding area. Breath of Heaven Technical High School is the next phase and is in the beginning stages of construction just down the road on a recently purchased 8-acre plot. Future students will receive vocational training in conjunction with their academic coursework. The building out of Hope Clinic is another important work in progress here at the village. When operational, this facility will provide quality health care for our Breath of Heaven community as well as many families nearby. With so much going on here, we want the village to become as sustainable as possible. Our aquaponics project, or fish farm as we call it, has been a great source of protein-rich tilapia. Our gardens and fruit trees have given us fresh produce, and the chickens we raise and sell help us feed the children and earn money. One of the newest and most popular enterprises is the Breath of Heaven Tuck Shop. Zambia's orphan and vulnerable children need us. Their plight has gripped our hearts. The kids here at Breath of Heaven Children's Village are not just surviving. They are thriving. And that is because of the generosity and partnership of people like you. Breath of Heaven Children's Ministries is a privately funded NGO. We are succeeding in caring for the needs of orphans within Zambia, but we are not finished yet. You or your business can help us forge ahead. So we invite you to join us in giving these valuable young lives hope and a future. Thank you so much.
All right. I'm just going to pray, and then we're going to do this thing. You guys ready? Yeah. All right. Dear Lord, thank you so much for this time. Thank you for this space, Lord. God, we just give this whole thing to you. It is yours. It's been yours from the beginning. We just pray that you would just move through this time, that you would touch the hearts of the people in it and watching it. Lord, that you would move through this, that we would have fun, God, that we would be entertained, but that we would glorify you and make your story known, God. We thank you, Lord, and we praise you for this time. Amen. All right, are you guys ready to do this thing? Yeah! All right, go get backstage. Yeah!
Why do we have signs back here?
Nothing to see, nothing to feel, nothing to hear. Only emptiness and darkness.
God was there, and God had a wonderful plan.
I'll take this emptiness,
God said,
and I'll fill it up. Out of the darkness, I'm going to make light, and out of the nothing, I'm going to make everything.
God spoke, that's all, and whatever he said, it happened. Oh, what a beautiful morning. God said,
Hello, light.
and light shone into the darkness. God called the light day and the darkness night.
You're good.
God said, and they were.
Oh, what a beautiful day.
Then God said,
Hello, sea. Hello, sky.
and a great space opened up, wide and deep and high.
You're good.
God said, and they were.
I've got a beautiful feeling. Everything's going my way.
Then God said,
Hello, land.
there, splashing up to the ocean, came cliffs, mountains, and sandy beaches.
You're good.
God said, and they were.
Hello, trees. Hello, grass and flowers.
And everything everywhere burst into life. He made buds, buds, shoots, shoot, flowers, flower.
You're good.
God said, and they were.
Hello, stars. Hello, sun. Hello, moon.
And whizzing into the darkness came fiery globes, spinning around and around, whirling orange and purple and golden plants.
You're good.
God said, and they were.
Hello, birds.
God said, with fluttering, flapping, chirping, and singing, birds filled the skies.
Hello, fish. Gracie. Gracie. Gracie shark.
Shark,
doo 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 doo. Gracie shark. Doo 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 doo. Gracie shark. Doo 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 doo. Gracie shark.
God said, with darting, dashing, wiggling, and splishing, fish filled the seas.
You're good.
God said, and they were.
Hello, animals.
Everyone came out to play. The earth was filled with noisy noises, growling and gobbling, and snapping and snorting, and happy skerfuffling.
There's a bright golden haze on the meadow. There's a bright golden haze on the meadow. The corn is as high as an elephant's eye. And it looks like it's climbing straight up to the sky.
You're good.
God said, and they were. God saw all they made, and he loved them. And they were lovely because he loved them.
Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I got a beautiful feeling. Everything's going my way.
But God saved the best for last. From the beginning, God had a shining dream in his heart. He would make people share his forever happiness. They would be his children, and the world would be their perfect home.
So God breathed life into Adam and Eve.
When they opened their eyes, the first thing they ever saw was God's face.
And when God saw them, he was like a new dad.
You look like me. You're the most beautiful thing I've ever made.
Why, thank you. God loved them with all his heart, and they're lovely because he loves them. And Adam and Eve joined in the song of the stars and the streams and the wind and the trees and the wonderful song of love who made them.
Oh, the sounds of the earth are like music. Oh, the sounds of the earth are like music. The breeze is so busy, it don't miss a tree. And an old weeping willow is laughing at me.
Their hearts were filled with happiness. Nothing ever made them sad.
Or lonely.
Or sick, or afraid. God looked at everything he had made.
Perfect.
God said, and it was.
All the stars, and mountains, and oceans, and galaxies were nothing compared to God's children.
Always, whatever happened, whatever it cost him, he would always love them. And so it was that the wonderful love story began.
Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day.
was Satan.
Satan had once been the most beautiful angel, but he didn't want to be just an angel. He wanted to be God.
He grew proud and evil and full of hate, and God has him out in the heaven.
Satan was seething with anger and looking for a way to hurt God.
He wanted to stop God's plan. Stop this love story right there.
So he disguised himself as a snake and waited in the garden.
Now, God had given Adam and Eve only one rule.
Don't eat the fruit on that tree.
God told them,
Because if you do, you'll think you'll know everything. You'll stop trusting me, and then death and sadness and tears will come.
You see, God knew if they ate the fruit.
They'd think they didn't need him.
And they would try to make themselves happy without him.
But God knew there was no such thing as happiness without him.
and life wouldn't be life at all.
As soon as the snake saw his chance, he slithered silently up to Eve.
Does God really love you?
The serpent whispered.
If he does, why won't he let you eat this nice, juicy, delicious fruit? Poor you, ex-God doesn't want you. Do be happy.
The snake's words hissed into her ears and sunk deep, deep into her heart like poison. Does God love me?
Eve wondered.
Suddenly she didn't know anymore.
Just trust me.
The serpent whispered.
One bite, and you'll be happier than you would ever dream.
Eve picked up the fruit and ate some.
Adam ate some too. And a terrible light came to the world.
It would never leave,
It would live on in every human heart.
whispering into every one of God's children.
God doesn't love me.
And it wasn't a dream.
It was a nightmare.
It was as if they were frightened by something. Something strange was happening.
They didn't want anyone to see them.
So they hid.
Later that evening, as God was taking his walk,
He called to them.
Children,
Usually Adam and Eve loved to hear God's voice and would run to him.
But this time, they ran away from him.
And hid in the shadow.
where are you?
God called.
Hiding?
Adam said,
Did you eat the fruit I told you not to eat?
Eve made me do it.
What have you done?
God asked. Eve said.
the serpent made me do it.
And a terrible pain came to God's heart.
His children hadn't just broken one rule.
They'd broken God's heart.
They had broken their wonderful relationship with him.
And now he knew that everything else would break.
God's creation would start to unravel.
And come undone.
And go wrong.
From now on, everything would die, even though it's all supposed to last forever.
You see, sin had come into God's perfect world.
And it would never leave.
God's children would always be running away from him.
And hiding in the dark.
Their hearts would break now.
And never work properly again.
God couldn't let his children live forever.
Not in such pain.
Not without him.
There was only one way to protect them.
You will have to leave the garden now.
God told his children, his eyes filling with tears.
This is no longer your true home. It is not the place for you anymore.
But before they left the garden, God made clothes for his children to cover them.
He gently clothed them and sent them away on a long, long journey.
Out of the garden.
Out of their home.
Well, in another story, it would have been all over. That would have been the end.
But not in this story. God loved his children too much to let the story end there.
Even though that he would suffer, God had a plan.
A magnificent dream.
One day he would get his children back.
One day, he would make the world their perfect home again.
And one day he would wipe away every tear from their eyes. You see, no matter what,
In spite of everything,
God would love his children,
With a never stopping,
never giving up.
unbreaking,
Always and forever love.
and though they would forget him and run from him,
deep in their hearts,
God's children would always miss him.
and long for him, lost children yearning for their home.
Before they left the garden, God whispered a promise to Adam and Eve.
It will not always be so. I'm going to come back for you, and when I do, I will do battle against the snake. I will get rid of the sin and the dark and the sadness that you let in here. I'm coming back for you.
And he would. One day, God himself would come.
This is the story of a runaway with no way home and no way out. I threw the best of me away. I had my chance, it's too late now. Too far gone and too ashamed to think that you'd still know my name. But love refused to let my story end that way. You didn't wait for me to find my way to you. I couldn't cross that distance, even if I wanted to. You came running after me when anybody else would have turned and left me at my worst. Love moved first.
God's people have been through a lot.
Sometimes they followed him closely.
Other times they ran from him.
It was now clearer than ever
That the world needed
A rescuer.
Over the years, God sent many messages to his people.
some messages were for discipline.
Some were warnings.
And some were messages of encouragement.
But the deeper message behind all of them was a message of love.
This is what God's heart was saying to his children.
I can't stop loving you. You are my heart's treasure. But I lost you. Now I am coming back for you. I am like the sun that gently shines on you, chasing away darkness and fear and death. You'll be so happy. You'll be like little calves running free in an open field. I'm going to send my messenger, the promised one, the one you have been waiting for, the rescuer. He is coming, so get ready.
It had taken centuries for God's people to be ready.
But now the time had almost come for the best part of God's plan.
God himself was going to come.
Not to punish his people.
But to rescue them.
God was getting ready to wipe away every tear from every eye.
And it was all just about to begin. Everything was ready. The moment God had been waiting for was here at last.
God was coming to help his people, just as he promised in the beginning.
But how would he come?
What would he be like?
What would he do?
Mountains would have bowed down.
Seas would have roared.
Trees would clap their hands.
But the earth held its breath.
As silent as snow falling, he came in.
And when no one was looking, in the darkness, he came.
There was a young girl named Mary who was engaged to a man named Joseph.
Love incarnate, love divine.
One morning, when she was minding her own business,
Star and angels gave the sign.
A great angel named Gabriel appeared to her.
Bow to babe on bended knee.
When she saw him, she was frightened.
The savior of humanity.
You do not need to be scared. God is very happy with you.
Unto us a child is born.
Mary, your voice is named Jesus.
He shall reign forevermore.
He is God's son. He's the one, the rescuer.
No. Come and see.
and kept them whirling around and around?
The God who made the universe was just the Word, the one who could do anything at all.
Was making himself small and coming down as a baby.
There in the stable?
Amongst the chickens and the donkeys and the cows.
In the quiet of the night, God gave the world his wonderful gift.
The baby that would change the world was born.
God's own baby son. Mary and Joseph wrapped him up to keep him warm.
They made a soft bed of straw.
And used the animal's feeding trough as his cradle.
And they gazed in wonder at God's great gift.
They named him Jesus, Emmanuel.
Which means God has come to live with us.
Because, of course, he had.
That same night, a bright star appeared.
God put it there when his baby son was born,
To be a spotlight shining on him.
lighting up the darkness.
Showing people the way to him. You see, God was like a new dad. He couldn't keep the good news to himself.
He'd been waiting all these years for this moment.
And now he wanted to tell everyone.
He's here, he's come. Go and see him, my little boy.
God sent a choir of angels to the hillside that night.
To a group of shepherds tending their sheep. In those days, people used to laugh at shepherds and say they were smelly and call them other names.
They thought we were nobodies, just scruffy old riffraff.
But God must have thought the shepherds were very important.
Because he's the one God chose to tell the good news to first.
Son of God and Son of Man, there before the world began, born to suffer, born to save,
We're at celebration.
born to raise us from the grave. Christ the everlasting
They caught their breath and knelt beside the baby.
He shall reign forevermore.
He's here, heaven's son. At last, he's here.
No, no, come and see what God has done. No, no, story of amazing love, the light of the world, given for us. Come and see what God has done. No,
Though this child was a new kind of king, though he was the prince of heaven, he had become poor. Though he was a mighty God, he had become a helpless baby. This king hadn't come to be the boss. He had come to be a servant.
kind of grace, relentless grace, would chase this rebel down, crawling to this prisoner's cage. Take my hand and pull me out. You knew I couldn't make the change, so you became the change in me. And now I live to tell the story of the God who rescued. You didn't wait for me to find my way to you. I couldn't cross that distance, even if I wanted to. You came running after me when anybody else would have turned and left me at my worst. Love moved from the throne to the manger, from the manger to the grave. Your cross is the proof that love made the first move. From a grave meant to keep you to a stone rolled away. Your cross is the proof love made the first move. I remember where you found me. I'm amazed by where I stand. Your cross is the proof that love made the first move. You didn't wait for me to find my way to you. I couldn't cross that distance, even if I wanted to. You came running after me when anybody else would have turned and left me at my worst. Love moved first. Oh, love moved first.
I'm coming very soon. Everyone be quiet. I have the mic on. I have the mic on. Wait, Ridley.
How could this happen? Wasn't Jesus the rescuer? The king God had promised?
It wasn't supposed to end like this.
Yes, but who said anything about the end?
I was buried beneath my shame. Who could carry that kind of weight? It was my tomb till I met you. I was breathing but not alive. All my failures I tried to hide. It was my tomb till I met you. You called my name, and I ran out that grave. All of the dark.
was an orphan. Now you call me citizen. When I was broken, you were my healing. Now your love is the air that I'm breathing. I have a future, my eyes are open. 'Cause when you call my name,
I pray and pray out of the darkness into your glorious day. You call my name. I've been out that way. Out of the darkness into your glorious day. Into your glorious day.
For anyone who says yes to Jesus,
For anyone who believes what Jesus said.
For anyone who will reach out and take it, and God will give them this wonderful gift.
To be born into a whole new life.
To be who they really are.
who God always made them to be.
Their own true selves.
God's dear child.
Because you see,
The most wonderful thing about this story is
It's your story too! A beautiful day. That was a humongous success. Okay, I say,
Thank
now
you
what's
everyone
so,
for coming.
now what's
I'm
to be
Nikki.
nervous about? Hmm?
Can you hear me? I'm Nikki. I'm Deanna's sister helping out, and I'm the sister director. Anyway, there's going to be some refreshments in the back, a bake sale to go towards the orphanage, and a small award ceremony. It'll be really quick. Hope you stick around for that, and perhaps some more fun later. I want to put my sister up here and just say thank you so much. Her heart has been in this. Come on up. Her heart has been in this. She's worked so hard and she had such a vision. It was kind of a collective, but it was truly her story and her vision, and she was so adamant about wanting to tell the whole entire story of salvation and Christ. So we just want to thank you, and we appreciate all of you coming out, and we appreciate you so much, and we just love you.
I love you so much. I also wanted to say thank you to my assistant director, because I love her. And then a few extra people that have helped out a lot. Thank you for all the parents that have taken your kids back and forth, helped them with all the things. Thank you, Shannon, our sound tech. She's amazing, and she did this free because she's amazing like that. It's not an easy feat. And David is our set designer. He made the giant book, which is incredible. And among other things, he did a great job.
And all the moms who definitely were extremely helpful in various ways. And
Victoria for watching my child,
Yes.
and also for doing a bake sale, and Zach for doing our live stream, and Brandon for doing our proclaim. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you.
and if the kids
Oh,
want to come
and
out,
Christina, and Christina is our number
Yes.
one backstage mom because she's like our heart and soul of the world. I love you so much.
the kids want to come out and say thank you.
We do.
Yes. When the song's yeah, because we're doing a dance party. That's the only way you are net.
Just had a dance.
Yes. Pump this music up.
I just can't believe to the core. This love is real and I can't sit still 'cause my name's not shame no more, more, more. Great God Almighty, don't change me. Great God Almighty, He done change me. You gotta shake, shake, shake like you change, change, change. Brand new look so good on you, so shake like you've been changed. Come on and shake, shake, shake like you change, shake, shake, shake like you change. Maybe He came to you when everything seemed fine. Or maybe your world was upside down and hit you right between the eye, eye, eye. No matter when it happened, at 7 or 95, move your feet 'cause you are free and you've never been more alive. You gotta shake, shake, shake like you're change, change, change. Brand new look so good on you, so shake like you've been changed. Come on and shake, shake, shake like you're change, change, change. Brand new look so good on you, so shake like you've been changed. Come on and shake, shake, shake like you change, shake, shake, shake like you change, shake, shake. Great God Almighty, change me. Great God Almighty, He done change me. Great God Almighty, change me. Great God Almighty, He done change me. No matter when it happened, at 7 or 95, change me. Oh, move your feet 'cause you are free and never been more alive. You've got to shake, shake, shake like you change, change, change. You are brand new, look so good on you, so shake like you've been changed. Come on and shake, shake, shake like you change, change, change. Brand new, look so good on you, so shake like you've been changed. Come on and shake, shake, shake like you change, shake, shake, shake like you change, shake, shake. Great God Almighty done change me. Great God Almighty, He done change me.
Thank you so much, guys. That was so fun. I love you guys. All right, let's go get some food, yeah? Woo!